So when I would play basketball, I wasn't liked too much. And when I came back, I realized that most people just didn't like me. And one of the reasons why they didn't like me is because I was too friendly to those who didn't like me. You know, I was nice to them. I was taught to treat people with respect, but they never told me that if somebody doesn't like you, ignore them. So what I did now, when I would go play basketball, is I would just ignore people. Like I would just go there and play basketball. And what I started noticing was that nobody talked to me. Now, you guys might say, okay, that's, you know, what does that mean? What that means is that I'm not annoying those people who don't like me anymore, right? Eventually what would happen is that if I ignore them, eventually some of them will actually start liking me eventually, right? If I, rather than me, for example, like if I would go play basketball, I would just literally go, I wouldn't even say hi to anyone. I would just sit down, put my stuff and start playing, right? When before I was like, hey guys, hey, you know, try to be super nice. Now I'm just like serious. If somebody says hi, I'm like, hey, how's it going? And what it forces people to actually try to see the happy side of you, right? Or like when I played basketball the other day, and because you gotta understand, a lot of people who play ball, a lot of us are from the hood, and like in the hood, you're taught to be a little hard. And so, and I was like, yo, anybody got next? And they're like they'll just be like, like just like fucking like. And I learned to react to that with like, okay, like just coldness like that, like okay, you know. Now we're like, oh okay, all right, nice. What I got next? You know, imagine like a white guy amongst black people. Hey guys, and like, hey, how's it going, guys? Feel yuppity happier, you know. And that kind of stuff makes people disrespect you more because they're like, yo, this guy's not getting it. You know what?
Kind of a question. So, in a sense, what I'm getting is like, because like naturally, I figure maybe I was conditioned to be nice. However, I feel like it's in order for me to be respected that I have to change who I am.
No.
I have to be different. You know what I'm saying? That's not me.
You're not, no. It's not that you're changing who you are. You're just not showing some parts of yourself. What?
Right, like for me, for instance, I work in a daycare center, and I have to put that on and off, so parents are like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Yes, your son was blah, 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 I was doing great today. I have to put that like fake, but I have to do it with a smile, so you can hear it when I'm not smiling with you, but I have to put that voice, I have to smile like that, and then when I'm out, I can choose who I deal with and how I put that out.
Yeah, and you do that with your own kids, where with your friends, you're super nice, but with your kids, you're more serious with them. Yeah, because if you don't do that, if you don't speak to your kids with authority, they're not going to respect you as an authority, you know? So it's kind of like you have to play a role. And,
Conditional situation.
yeah.
So
You know,
have to train yourself to be different from like your natural self, because I feel what you're saying, because I'm normally a nice person, but like you said, growing up in the hood, you gotta kind of be different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, based on your cultural surroundings.
you got to learn how to act. You got to be a consummate actor. It's a stage, and people are judging you based on how you act around them. And if you want a certain result, sometimes the normal way that you act doesn't yield that result. So what are you going to say? Oh, you know, it's just who I am. Well, okay, then deal with the consequences, you know. So it's kind of, you got to play the role right. When I'm teaching, I'm a little bit more serious. When I'm talking to people one-on-one, I'm a little bit more happier. But it's kind of, you got to play a certain role, you know. So smiling is a big part of it. Smiling, it's the easiest thing to fix. Don't smile so much. You know, even when you're amongst your superiors, don't smile so much to them. Because if you're serious with your boss, they'll take you seriously too. You know, if you goof around with your boss is a good one is not going to goof around with you. They'll just lose respect for you. You know, you just got to be serious with them so that they can recognize it because they're serious, and they're like, okay, if I'm serious, he's serious, then, you know, we have a lot in common. Because nothing's worse than somebody who's always fucking just smiling. It's like Jesus Christ, like we don't mind happy people. It's fun. It's nice to be happy, but it's kind of like people would eventually see that as weakness. It's just how it is, okay?
So what do you do if you're like on a first date or like the first few dates and you have that in your attitude, like, okay, you know, I wanna
Control it.
right, but then the guy's like, you never smile.
Good. You know why they're saying that? Because they're feeling secure.
Okay.
You know, it goes with guys also. When I teach this to guys, like the person's gonna feel insecure. They're like, do I like him? You know, I mean, does this person like me or not? You know? So smiling is, if you smile at 100%, like I always say, smile at 50%, you know? Like just dim it down because you want to control your nonverbals, okay? So the next one is a high-pitched voice. You know, like, oh my God, you know, like that fucking bullshit, right? Like you gotta control that pitch. You know, you gotta speak more from the pit of your stomach. Like learn to speak more relaxed, you know, like not talking to a baby. Like if you talk to a dog like that, like, hey little doggy, oh hey, they'll get excited and they'll lose control. You know, you gotta, hey, how's it going? Like talk with more authority. Sit down. They're like, hey, can you sit? No, sit. You know, like you learn to speak more like from authority, right? Because high pitched equals a high need to please, right? When you ask somebody for a favor, you usually say, hey, can I ask you for a favor? You know, that comes from a place of weakness. Even if you're asking for a favor, you gotta ask it from a place of power. Hey, can I ask you for a favor? You know, it's more like you're not like, oh, you know, like, and that's the problem is that if you just become aware of that, just those two things, it's gonna come across a little bit more with assertion, you know? Because if you do the opposite, if you just do the opposite and you're smiling all the time and you're high-pitched all the time, how do you think people are gonna treat you? You know? Like a baby. They're not gonna respect you. You know? But if you do the opposite, you'll notice that some people are gonna be a little bit more respectful towards you. The next one is initiating conversations in new places, right? Or the desire to assert yourself without knowing the dynamics of the room. Like it's like if you're in a new place and you're trying to make friends with everybody, you'll naturally just talk to everybody. Hey, how's it going? Hey, without getting a feel of the room. It's okay to be shy and be quiet in a place that you don't know. Let them come to you. You know, even if you're shy, let people come to you. You know, it's not a bad thing because if you're in a place that it's a social circle or a place that people meet consistently, you don't have to get to know everyone the first day. Now, if it's a place that it's only one time thing, then go ahead and be super friendly. But if you're gonna see them every day, don't get to know who they are completely that same day. Leave them alone. Just get the feel of the room. Don't talk to everybody. Don't try to, or even don't try to be super assertive. You know those guys who when you meet them, they try to be dominant, like, hey, they'll give you a strong handshake and they interrupt everyone trying to show that they're alpha. It doesn't look cool. You know, so it's better to just be quiet, learn to observe people, and just be in the back of the room the first few times. So that people could just look at you and know you're there and see that you're somebody who's polite, somebody who keeps to themselves, somebody who's assertive, and that warrants respect. But when you're that social butterfly who's trying to make friends with everybody, secretly deep down, it's courageous, don't get me wrong, it's good, nothing wrong with that, but too much of it comes across as too needy. You know, like you're getting everybody's number and then you're texting them, hey, let's hang out, like get their number a few weeks from now. Like calm the fuck down, you know, like let them get to know you by just observing you and seeing that your presence is there. Does that make sense? Because that's just nervous energy, you know? Trying to build relationships quick is just nervous energy. The next sign of weakness is reacting to coldness with warmth. You know, like I did earlier, right? Where guys were disrespectful subtly or cold towards me, or they just seemed like they were nice to everybody but me. And it's kind of like I naturally wanted them to be my friend, and so I'll be super nice. And that turns them off. That makes them say, oh, you are who I thought you were. You know, you're annoying. Get away from me. I don't like you. You know, but if you would just leave them alone, and you don't talk to them too much, if they say hi, you nod without showing too much emotion, the first thing that will happen is that they'll respect you. They may not know you, but they'll respect you. And that is the first thing, because by them respecting you, they won't test you. They won't talk bad about you. And when they respect you, they're more willing to be your friends, right? So rather than just trying to be liked, first focus on trying to get respect before anything else. They don't have to like you, just respect me, and that's what matters, you know? The next thing is tenseness and not projecting your voice with strength, right? And when I mean tenseness, I mean like just sitting down with like tense and you just, you know, everything's like, you know, and even when you speak like very low and like, and you hunch like that, and like all of that shows insecurity, you know? And a lot of it has to do with just changing your body language, right? You learn to lean back, right? You just chill out a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? In fact, even if you're a woman, you learn to adapt some masculine alpha traits, such as leaning back, just taking up a little bit more space, right? And when you're talking, you learn to stop talking like a little girl. You know, that's not cute. It's cute for flirting, but not for interacting with people. You know, that, oh my God, like, you know, that whole fucking voice that we all put, you know what I'm saying? Right? Like, when you're trying to, you know, when you're trying to get something from guys, from dating, it works. But if it's the normal world, with even amongst women can see right through it because they know what that means. You know, so just learn to have that assertive, like voice, like just like, hey, how's it going? Like, not a man, right? But like a female version of talking assertively, like you're talking to your kids when they're 18. Don't talk to people like they're kids. You get what I'm trying to say? Like all of that, which if you just talk by quiet and not projecting and just, you know, I don't know, I'm thinking, they'll just notice that you're unsure from the start.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're gonna be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man, you know. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one will teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.